Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. In this video I'll show you how to make a 90-degree flare. So you're going to be needing your measurements, the length of the 90-degree flare and the circumference measurement of where you want the flare to start from. You can decide to attach it on your wrist, on your shoulder, on your waist, but I'm going to be using my waist measurement to show you how to cut this. So the standard measurement for cutting a 90-degree flare is you take the circumference measurement of where you want to attach the flare to, multiply it by 4, and then you divide whatever you get by 6.28. okay, so the radius of where you want to attach your flare to is equal to your circumference multiplied by 4 divided by 6.28. I'm going to show you that now with my measurement. Okay, all right, so for instance, my waist measurement where I want this flare to be is 27 inches. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 27 inches by 4 and I have 108. Okay, so I'm going to divide that 108 by 6.28. okay, when I divided that I got 17.19. I approximated that to 17.2. so my radius, that is what I'm going to be using to cut out my measurement, is 17.2. I hope that is clear enough. It's very easy. Just take your circumference measurement, multiply it by 4 and then divide it by 6.28. the 6.28 is a standard, okay, and the multiplication by 4 is also a standard. The only difference is you have to take your unique body measurement, okay, and multiply it by 4. All right, so I'm going to be using this paper to show you how to do this. As you can see here, my pattern is open, is not folded, it's just open the way it's going to be. So from the edge, the pointed part like this, I'm going to mark my radius measurement, and if you follow the calculation you will know that I got 17.2. so I'm going to go ahead and mark 17.2 on this paper. So make sure you place your measuring tape from at the edge of your fabric like this, or the paper, whatever you're cutting out, and you mark the radius you got. So I'm going to keep marking this to the point where I can get a point that I can easily connect. Another thing I want to mention is before you multiply your measurement, your circumference measurement by 4, you can go ahead and add your seam allowance to that. Okay, the seam allowance you are using to sew. So I did not add that to mine, but you can go ahead and add that to yours before you multiply by 4 and then divide by 6.28. okay, so I have marked out my 17.2 and I'm going to go ahead and connect it. All the points that I've made, I'm going to connect them like this. So after connecting it, this is what I have for my measurement. So the next thing you want to do is to mark the length you want for your flare. All right, so I'm going to teach you the most accurate way to mark the length. So I have 17.2 for my radius. To that measurement I added 5 inches because I want the length of my flare to be 5 inches. So what I'm marking here is 17.2, as you can see. So I'm going to mark that all around. So when you mark yours like this, it's easier for you and you get more accurate measurements. Instead of marking 5 inches or whatever measurement you want right from where you marked your radius, it's always better you add the length of what you want to mark out to your radius measurement and then mark from the point where you marked the radius measurement from the edge of the fabric. So I'm just marking 17.2 all around my pattern. Like I said, I want the length of this flare to be 5 inches, so I added that to the radius measurement I got, which was 17.2. So I added that to it, so I have 22. I think I made a mistake before, so what I'm marking is 22.2. So I added 5 inches to 17.2, and what I got is what I marked for my length. Okay, so this is what I have for my flame. So before we cut out this pattern, another thing you want to go ahead and do is to come up by half an inch, because we are not going to be cutting exactly at the point where the radius point starts from. So I'm marking half an inch upward so that I can make another curve to cut out my pattern, because if I cut it directly on the point where I marked, I'm going to be short of fabric. So what you want to do for yours as well is to come up by half an inch, just the way I did it here, and then connect the point. Okay, so after doing that, this is what I have, and this point where I have this is where I'm going to go ahead and cut through. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut out this pattern now. Alright, so I just went ahead and labeled this flame that is 90-degree flame. So before you cut out the lower part, you are also going to add your seam or hem allowance at the lower part. I decided not to add to that for mine because it's just a pattern I'm showing you. So you're going to make sure you add about half to 1 inch allowance to hem your fabric. Okay, don't forget to add it. If you don't add it, you are going to be short of fabric. So like I said, this is very easy to make, and this is basically it on how to cut this flay. So what I was explaining about the length of the flay is you add the length of the flay you want to the measurements you have for your radius. That is how you can get an accurate measurement instead of just marking what you have like that. Okay, so that's basically it on how to cut a 90-degree flay. Like I said, it is very easy to make, it is very easy to cut. So thank you so much for watching. My next video is going to be on how to make a 180-degree flare. I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications so that when I upload this video you'll be the first to know. Thank you. Until I see you again in my next video. Bye bye.